What's up, everybody? Welcome to the PixelPlay podcast, episode 246. I'm no longer alone. Chris is back.
Yeah, he is.
And he's here at the perfect time because nothing happened at all that people are very upset about.
It was nice having a break of not having to doom and gloom our industry, but fuck me, these companies.
Although it's a shame that Kaylan's not here. Of all the episodes, Kaylan's missing.
I know. It's like I miss the Steam Machine talk. Kaylan's missing the PlayStation talk. Like, this is like us having an anime episode and you're not here. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I mean, I suppose we could have just not done episodes, but, like, I'm here. And realistically, based on the numbers of, like, the shorts and stuff from the last week, clearly I'm the only person that actually needs to be here anyway. So, you know.
No, me and Kaylan are just not needed. The numbers show up higher, actually, when we're not here. For some reason.
So, like, one of these days I'm going to smarten up to it and I'm going to finally go solo. Yeah,
the Pixel Atom podcast. The radical PixelPlay.
Maybe that was the idea of the streams, and then I went, well, that sucks. That's hard to do, as I say, as you know, it's just literally because I had other engagements on the weekends.
Oh, yeah.
Or whatever. But yeah, we are going to totally talk about, well, Microsoft still, because it's never ending.
Yeah.
And PlayStation, because they decided that, well, it can't always be Xbox doing dumb shit. We've got to get in there as well. And in fact, we need to trump everything they're doing.
Yeah.
I hate this industry. I'm so glad that most of my stuff I play is now indie or double A. So.
Oh yeah, like I have zero negative feelings about the double A or indie space at all. Like 100%. They're the best place to play games.
When people say the industry's dying, I'm like, no, it's not.
No.
I'm just not playing the big stuff anymore, really.
Yeah, it's the big expensive blockbusters. That's what's dying. That's what's hurting. Oh, for sure.
But speaking of which, might as well start with what we've been playing. Chris, I know you're happy to know that I finished Dragon Quest VIII.
7, you mean?
7. You know what I meant.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, because
I meant.
As soon as I saw you were playing it, and I watched the episode I wasn't here for, and you were talking with Kaylan, like, oh, Chris is going to be all upset that he wasn't here for this. I immediately yelled at my phone, like, yeah, I'm upset. Like, it's Dragon Quest. Damn it.
And it's funny because it's the first one that I've ever finished, which is crazy to think about. But like, I never finished 11 because I got stuck towards the end and just kind of got mad and rage quit it. And then 8, I never got through. And then I've tried the recent other redos of like 1, 2, and 3, and none of them clicked. Mm-hmm. But this one, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say that it was like amazing and I couldn't put it down. It was more of a case of just like, it was casual. It was like comfort food at that point. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm just not stopping until it's done. I don't even care if I got stuff in my backlog. It's fine.
Yeah, that's actually, I kind of think that I agree with you on what you just said there. Like, Dragon Quest is kind of like a comfort food game. There's something about it that, because it still has a lot of the charm from the old games, obviously modernized and stuff like that, but the music and all that kind of stuff, like, it is very much a comfort food JRPG.
Because, like, yeah, like the story as a whole is basically non-existent.
No. Not at all.
Which has been Dragon Quest stories in general.
Yeah.
It's always just, hey, here's a bunch of guys, go beat the Demon King.
Yeah.
And that's basically it. There's
a
couple of small side stories. Like, there's one side story in particular, because the whole idea is you find new islands, and then you eventually, like, bring them all back into the present day, and you find out, like, oh, actually, there's so much more world to explore than you thought initially. And there was one island in particular that has a particularly sad story. But, like, for the most part, most of them is just, hey, some shit happened, go solve it, and the island's good. Good job, guys. And then by the end of it, you go fight the Demon King, and it's all good. Like, there's not really anything of, like, massive note here. None of the dungeons are all that unique. None of the enemies or bosses are all that unique. Like, there's nothing, I would say, special about it. Mm-hmm. It's just, like I said, comfort.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I would agree with that even with 11. And especially the 1, 2, and 3 HD 2Ds and stuff. Very cool art style, but comfort food. Comfort game.
Yeah, because, I mean, like, they do have a job system, sort of. But realistically, as you work through it, like, you'll pretty much be using only the best ones because there is tiers to them. Because there's only a couple that you can unlock by have already perfecting a bunch of different of these jobs. So realistically, by the end of the game, you're going to be using at most like 6 of them. probably if you're completing it quite a lot. Like if you've grinded it enough, like at least half of your characters are heroes, half of them are champions. One of them is definitely a druid because you need one person with magic. So like there's not really by the end of it a lot of differentiation between them apart from whatever weapons they're holding, really, for the most part. So I wouldn't say that like it was super creative. It's kind of similar to how like as much as I love Final Fantasy VI to death, like the one thing that I would complain about is that most of your characters are basically the same by the end of the game because they all know the same spells.
Yeah.
Because of course you teach them all Ultima. Why the fuck wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, for the most part, like, none of them are really that unique. And, like, all the characters don't have their own unique abilities apart from their unique job at the start, but you're not going to use it because there's going to be better stuff later in the game. So it's that same case of, you know, it's pretty much just going to be whatever you decide to be the most OP stuff that you like using. And, like, the complaint that I said at the beginning of the characters not being that interesting, it mostly stuck. Like, there's one design with... the fifth character you take on that's interesting just because it's a girl that's wearing something relatively different from everybody else. It isn't just some basic thing. But like then the last character comes in and he's just a knight and you're just like, all right, well, that was original. At least with 11, it was like there was guys like Sylvando, the friggin' like...
Yeah.
Like, there was some uniqueness, or the one girl, I can't forget her name, but the girl that, like, starts the entire time, like, as a child, even though she's not. Like, there were uniqueness to some of these people. But generally speaking, in 7, it's just generic-looking dude, generic-looking dude, generic-looking bitch, generic-looking dude, generic-looking dude. I mean, one of them's on a wolf, so I guess there's something unique about him, but, like... It's 4 generic guys, a generic bitch, and, like, a slightly sexualized girl, but, like, not really to the same extent of, like, what the fucking Ninja Girl is or whatever from 11, where she has, like, a bunny suit and shit by the end of it.
Yeah.
But they really didn't do much... and, I mean, I'm sure it's how it was back in the original game, but at the same time, it's like, you could have switched it a little bit...
Yeah,
Why does my character look like Discount Link the entire game?
He does. Yeah, there's something about the first, honestly, like 7 Dragon Quest games where the characters are fairly generic. There's something just, oh, it's a knight. Oh, I'm a knight. I look just like the knight from the first game, but I'm a knight in the third game. But it's because we wear the same armor. Like,
it's crazy very that the same company that was releasing Final Fantasy games was looking at both of these things and being like, nah, this is perfectly even. Like, we've done everything correctly.
Yeah, I feel like in 8, when it was obviously PS2 era, that's when they were finally like, okay, we better do a little bit different. Because 8 is where...
And realistically, it was like 25% more unique. They didn't even really put that much extra effort in still.
Not crazy. But just that little bit where it's like, oh, okay, that's Jessica. She's a slightly different character.
Because like the sister of like the girl that's turned to a child, like she is just stock NPC with her outfit. Like
100% in 11, yeah.
So like, it's not like they got over it. They just started having like the odd character. You're like, all right, you're kind of cool.
Yeah. I don't know what it is with this series, but I mean people love it, so I don't know.
Like, Akira Toriyama's characters in Dragon Ball are not this fucking plain, guys. Come on.
No, they're not.
Like, can I at least get somebody that looks kind of like Trunks when he first emerges to beat the shit out of Frieza? Can we get something like that?
Yeah. Oh, Trunks. Such a cool character.
Jesus. But yeah, no, for the most part, going back to the game, like, it's fine. Like, I never felt at any point that it was too... There was one boss in particular... in the late game that was a little bit challenging because he had a bullshit ability where he was like, he would just literally cast a status effect that all my characters were basically just like locked out of doing anything. So I was just sitting there like with one character just trying to end it because I can't heal this status effect. So I'm just kind of annoyed. The end boss, even though I was definitely over leveled, still has some bullshit, but I still kicked his ass anyway. But thank God that the game doesn't give you a lot of end items like the Yggdrasil leaves that you can use to revive people. You don't get a lot of those by the end of the game. So like, thank God I didn't have to use that many.
Yeah, that's another issue with Dragon Quest, specifically with those leaves for revivals. Like, you don't get a lot. It's crazy.
And I mean, there is post-game stuff that I could be doing, but like I I didn't. I've already put 60 hours into it, so I'm like, I need to move on to other stuff. So I didn't go on to that. So I think it's easily my favorite one just because I finished it, but like it's one of those ones that like if you're a student of the old JRPG game, like you'll love this immensely. And I mean, even if it's something that like you're unsure about, like this is a decent one to go into. Just again, keep in mind that this is 60 hours, so you're putting a lot of time into it because there's a lot of grinding. And I even had the options set to give me a little bit more job points, so that because I didn't want to have to grind them out that badly, because the option is there. So like, I still spent that much time, and I had an easier time grinding out the jobs. So if you were doing it with just the normal options, you're probably spending even more time on it. So just keep that in mind. But like realistically, it's perfectly fine. It's like I said, comfort food. It just did what it needed to do, and I can't say much more about it. I give it a solid 8. I can't put it any higher than that though. There's just nothing unique about it to really put it over that edge.
I would honestly. I haven't played this one specifically, but just knowing what I know about Dragon Quest, I think Dragon Quest is very much that like 7.5 to 8. And it's always consistent. It
definitely gives
good.
me interest of what the new one's going to be, because I'll at least be curious at that point. Because now that I've finished one, I'm like, all right, there's a good shot I can do this again.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Once you complete one, that's when it's like they start kind of falling through more. Yeah.
But other than that, I have started playing 007, but I don't have much to say at this point other than unless something happens in the next 6 months. It's only the beginning of July. Unless something happens in the next 6 months, Moneypenny's going to be on my coffee day because she's a goddamn wonderful person.
Her character is so good, and like the relationship between her and Bond in the game, it's fantastic. It's one of the best well written.
Look, she's great. She's great at busting balls, right?
Yeah.
Like she's just like, I'm not telling you shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can't wait for you to play through this. Just like the story, the cutscenes, the music, and all that kind of stuff. Like, I'm so
for
excited.
sure. There's so much to it, but obviously, as Chris is very excited about it as well, I've been playing through Forza Horizon a little bit as well, and I mean, I'm maybe put like 5 to 6 hours into it, but I'm doing it with a racing wheel, which by the way, I fucking suck at.
I would too. I would 100% suck at that.
I'm slowly learning. But I definitely have to keep the difficulty down to whatever the one under normal is. Like, I'm definitely just one down. Like, I'm it's not away from all the way over, but I'm definitely one under normal. Just because it's very easy for me to spin out, and I don't feel like rewinding every single time. Because then that just makes a race take 15 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I haven't even started doing any of the dirt races yet, so I'm scared of how that's going to go.
You got to get the right car for sure, because if you've got even just slightly the wrong car, you're going to go a little bit to the right and you just spin out. Like
Yeah, like I found like what's been helping me is, and I've been using it kind of just like an in-between game when I've only got an hour before I got to head out for something or whatever, to just boot up I think I have like one of the S1 Mercedes where it's just stupid fast, and I just keep going around the overworld just so I can start getting used to like, okay, how's my reaction time? How's the steering wheel letting me get away with stuff? Because it does have multiple settings on the steering wheel as well where it can be way less forgiving. I haven't even tried turning that on yet because I'm already bad enough with the best setting on. But yeah, for the most part, like, I don't even know if I'm going to play this really all that seriously. I think it's probably just a game that I'm going to boot up for an hour or so and just kind of vibe to, because, and that's probably how you were kind of doing it for the most part as well, where it's just kind of something you just put your headset on and just kind of drift off for a little bit. Oh,
God, yeah. The only difference is it wasn't like 1 hour of drifting off. I put almost 70 hours into it already.
Well, the thing is that since I'm doing this with a wheel, my legs do eventually go, all right, we can stop.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do the long sessions with the wheel.
There's no cruise control in this game.
No, there's not. Well, actually, there is an auto drive and accessibility settings.
Yeah, but what's the point of the racing wheel then, man?
What's the point of even having the game at that point? It's just playing for you.
Well, I mean, that's Red Dead Redemption 2 at that point.
Oh, true.
But yeah, no, I'm enjoying it immensely. I mean, I figured I would anyway. The only thing that's pissing me off, and it's one of those things that I'm like, guys, why does nobody just? It's a simple option. Why can't I just make my own radio station?
Oh, the radio stations.
I want to listen to multiple tracks from different stations, and I don't know when they're going to come up. Why can't I just have a playlist, guys?
Yeah, or like some sort of like a random one where it plays songs from all of the stations, or you get to pick them. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a mod apparently to link it with your Spotify, but I'm like, that's work.
Yeah, that's a lot of work. Yeah. Like I kind of get what they're going for with the radio stations because the people, the voices on the radio stations have kind of been around since the first Horizon game or the second and stuff like that. So some of them, people actually have their preference of radio station and they actually use that throughout the different Forzas and they have the same DJ and all that kind of stuff. So they get used to it.
But I mean,
guess it
I don't
adds to
see
the
that there's any
realism,
reason to
but-
not just have like here, like don't worry about the radio station stuff. Like just here, put the tracks you want to listen to if you don't want to hear the announcer blabber and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they don't do that, to be completely honest.
Yeah, that would be a feature that would be very easy to, I have to imagine, implement. And
I mean, games were doing that all the way before. It wasn't a problem before.
yeah, it's
Like the
weird.
only exception to that, well, actually, no, even GTA 5 did it. So,
That's true.
and
They
GTA
did.
5 is like 7,000 years old.
It is. You aren't wrong.
The Great Wall of China came up around the same time. Same with like the 7th edition of Skyrim, I think.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong there either, actually.
But yeah, no, that's what I've been up to. So, Chris, since you've been away for so long, okay, let me hear like the 17 games you finished since.
So I haven't finished 17, but holy crap, have I played a lot of games. So I'm not going to go over all of them. I'm going to pick and choose, obviously, probably two just to talk about a little bit. It didn't help that in this last couple of weeks, the Steam Summer Sale came out. I had spent the first part of this year not buying games at all. My only exceptions were going to be Forza Horizon and 007 and Coffee Talk. Those were the three because I knew I would buy them and play them right away, and I didn't want to wait. Those are those like, I'm willing to pay full price. Let's go into it. This summer sale hit, and I don't know if it's because I didn't buy games for the first 6 months of the year for the most part, minus those 3 games. I have bought like 20 games. I went way too hard. I haven't spent a lot of money. Some of the games I bought were $1 and in bundles of 2 games, and it's like $1.50 for both of them.
Yeah, thankfully the sale didn't do anything for me, but that's because most of the stuff that I'm into, I'm waiting for like below 20, and most of those games are relatively new, so they ain't getting there anytime soon.
Yeah, for me it was like some game, like especially Xbox games. There's like the Halo Wars and Halo Spartan Assault and like these like top-down twin stick shooter games that are Halo inspired. They were $1.50 for both. Like I was like, okay, cool. I get they're on Game Pass, but for like $1.50, I could just own both of these games. And Game Pass is like after taxes, 29 Canadian dollars a month. So why the hell wouldn't I just buy them on Steam? So I've been playing like a lot of random stuff. I played a bit of that. I grabbed Gears Tactics because I was buying Gears 5 on PC just in case I ever get away from Game Pass. I have it because I really love the online for that. Tons and tons and tons of games that I've been playing. But the first one I want to talk about because I actually finished this one and really, really, really enjoyed it. It's funny, both games I'm going to talk about I played on the Switch. Even though it was a Steam Summer Sale and I played a crap ton on there, the games I'm going to talk about are both on Switch. First one is Star Fox. I played through, I beat it because I grabbed it like a day one because I have a very, 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 very sweet like soft spot for Star Fox 64 especially. That was one of those games that when me and my friend got it in early high school, it took over our lives for a really, really long time. I know the game like in and out, like the levels and stuff. So there was no way I wasn't grabbing this day one. Like I knew I was getting into it. I played through it, I beat it, and I'm here to tell everybody, like, if you like Star Fox, you're going to fucking love this. It is such a good version of it in the sense of, like, it runs at a solid 60 FPS. It feels so crazy smooth. The graphics look insanely beautiful for something that's just running on a Switch 2. The new cutscenes really, really add to the game because before it was always on the N64 version, just like the Metal Gear Solid, like communications over a radio kind of thing where Dr. Pepper, the dog who's like sending them on the missions and the little like avatars of the other characters, like they would just talk over the radio. Here we're getting the full on taxidermy, like cutscenes.
It's crazy how much it just looks like a movie.
It does. It looks like it's an animated movie, but it's not one of those things where the cutscenes are so long and get in the way because they play, you get a few minutes in between each level of further story, but then you're in the actual level and like it's straight action the entire time. everything that was there is there, like the different routes to get the proper ending and get to every level and all that kind of stuff. They haven't changed all of it, which is really nice because veterans of this who like know the path to go and everything, all the secrets and all that, they're all still there. I've seen some complaints online where people are complaining about the length of this game. And you can definitely tell that those are people who haven't played Star Fox before, because they went through and they played it once and beat the final boss. And they were like, wait, the game's over. I did it. I'd played the game before, so I already knew kind of what I was doing. I went the hard route for the perfect good ending kind of idea, and I beat it in 2 hours. Like from the moment I beat this game, I played it. 2 hours later, I rolled credits on the best ending in the game. And I think a lot of people weren't expecting that or didn't realize that's how short, quote unquote, the game is. But that's because it's not a game that you like play through once for the story. There's a ton of different worlds and you can't go to all of them in one run. A run is like, I think it's 6 or 7 levels, but there are so many different paths you can take with different levels. Like there's an underwater submarine level. There's one where you're in a tank. There's the one where you're on the lava planet. And you won't see everything with one run. It's one of those things where you're actually supposed to play it over and over and over again, trying to get your best run, trying to get the best score, trying to see the different paths that unlock different story, like with different endings and all that kind of stuff. So if
it's
anybody's...
also the idea, too, that like people being like, well, the game's only 2 hours long. I'm like, guys, are you like 12? Because like all the games that we play growing up were the exact same way. They were 2 to 4 hours if you beat them. You just keep playing them again because you liked the game that much.
Yeah, and that's exactly like why this is only 2 hours. They didn't add any new levels to the game. They did a full proper remake with adding an online component, which wasn't there before. They did have the dogfights on N64, but they've added a lot more and it's online. And obviously there's a lot more that opens up through that. There's achievements and stuff in the game now. So when you do different routes and do certain things, you unlock some cool stuff. You actually have like a typical online game where you have your name and your score and stuff so other players playing online can see you. So you unlock different banners and different avatars for that and stuff the more you play and do different things. And the game also has that weird, I haven't tested it because I don't have the Nintendo camera, but it has that actual, like it replaces your picture on the webcam with like an avatar of one of the characters from the game, and you unlock more of them as you play. You can unlock like the final boss. You can unlock Fox. Well, you start with Fox and all that kind of stuff, but you can unlock Star Wolf. You can unlock Dr. Pepper. Like you can, not Dr. Pepper, Colonel Pepper or whatever his name is. General Pepper. There we go. But yeah, like there's so much stuff to do in the game that if you actually did want to go and 100% it, see all the different levels, beat the game like, you know, the hardest path with the true ending or the good ending or whatever you want to call it. Like there's a lot more to this than just beating it once, because there's like even the level you're seeing right now where it's a dogfight with Star Wolf. This is only on one specific path. You don't see this when you go some of the other paths. And there's kind of like easy, medium, hard. The game doesn't tell you what's easy, medium, and hard. It just gives you the options on where to go. Certain levels only open up if you take a secret path on another level, where like Falco will tell you like, oh, follow me, I know a shortcut. And you literally have to follow him. But also he has to be alive in the level because the characters actually can, like, they don't die, but their ship gets broken, so they're no longer in the levels with you and stuff like that.
They'll
like,
be back next episode kind of deal.
Yeah, and they stay out the rest of your run. Like, it's not like they're back in the next mission. So if you need Peppy to be alive on the 4th mission to open up a certain path, if Peppy's out on the 2nd mission, like, you might as well just restart your run or go for a different run because you're not unlocking that one world, which I love that kind of stuff, right? Like, I think it's such a cool, it's very old school, but I think that they did a great job with this and kind of kept all of that
yeah, I think
stuff.
it's stuff like this that we need to see more often too, because I think there's still this notion that, you know, if games aren't, you know, at least double digits in hours, like it's not worth anything. And it's like, well, games can be more than 10 hours by you just playing it multiple times. Like, it's the idea that, like, I think everybody's just got this sense of like, well, once you've played it once, you don't play anymore. It's like, it depends on the kind of game. Like, yeah, am I going to go back and play Dragon Quest VII again? No, at least not for a while.
Yeah, that'd be a long
But like
time.
a game that, like, like I've gone back and played Coffee Talk more than once, like because it's
Yeah.
not that long. Like there are games like that you can go back and play. It's just it depends on what clicks for you. And like, yeah, I'm sure at first you're probably thinking like, because how much did Star Fox cost?
So it's, I think, $49.99 US. I can't remember what it was Canadian. I want to say it was like 60 because of the
that's
exchange
basically
rate and stuff.
60, which,
Yeah.
I mean, for a game that if you're going to be in and out in 3 to 4 hours, yeah, that's not great. But like, again, this comes back to A, do your research, and B,
Yeah.
I mean, if you like, we spent lots of money on stuff before growing up, and we made it work. Like at some point, you just got to go. Well, I spent $60 on this. I might as well, get my money's worth out of it and play it again once in a while. Like,
Yeah, I think that's
I mean,
kinda
assuming
where
you
it
like
falls
the
in.
game, right? Like, if
Yeah.
you don't like the game, then well, I guess you're selling it on Facebook Marketplace tomorrow. So
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and I think it is just kind of showing gaming habits have changed. There's a lot more choice, and there's a lot more
I mean,
games
there's so
that are
many more
longer and all this
games.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for me, I bought this game, I hopped in, I played it 2 hours straight and went right for the best ending. I couldn't believe I still remembered, like 20 years later, exactly what I was supposed to do to get the best ending. Got it on my first try. I died a couple times and stuff like that near the end because the hard path gets pretty hard. But I did it in 2 hours. I've continued to play this game, but it's like, obviously, we've got consoles and stuff now where you can suspend the game. I go in, I do a couple missions because it's just a fun arcade shooter, like a rail shooter. I do a couple missions. I'm on a certain path. And then at that point, I suspend the game. I'm back out, and I had my half an hour or whatever of fun, or my 1 hour. And then I come back to it. Like, I'm doing multiple runs because I love seeing the different worlds. I still haven't, in any of my runs, got to that submarine underwater level. And I remember that was not an easy one to end up on, taking a certain path on the N64. I haven't hopped into the online yet, where there's like 3 different modes and stuff you can do, but I don't know. The game is solid. It's so much fun. But if this is something you'd only play through a couple times, then yeah, obviously it at full price doesn't make sense. Buy it
So
physically.
I guess you're
and
playing
go.
it when it's 25% off because that's about as low as it's going to get.
If you're going digital, the lowest Nintendo has ever put any of their games is 33% off, and they don't go down in price over age. So you might get this one day at 33% off, maybe. But of course, if you go physical, you can easily get this on Facebook Marketplace, or you can get it used at probably an EB Games or something like that, and get it definitely cheaper eventually. Not yet, but eventually.
Well, what was the other thing you were going to bring up then?
The other thing I
You
don't
said
have.
there were going to be 2.
Yeah, the other one I didn't play much. Actually, when I was on vacation last week, I brought my Switch on the plane. The perfect travel thing, even more so than my Steam Deck, if I'm going to be honest. Steam Deck, stuff like that, achievements and all this other stuff kind of requires Wi-Fi. Switch, like, that is definitely still you do not need to be connected to anything. Just put the game in or load up your game and play, and like that's all there is. I started playing Bravely Default Fairy. I can't remember what the remaster or remake version is called. It's called like Fairy something HD.
Flying Fairy, I think.
Flying Fairy HD. So I've never played Bravely Default before. I think it was like one was on DS and one was on 3DS. I don't know why I never played them before, because I'm a huge JRPG guy and I had both of those systems, and they were back when Square was still quite good. So I don't know why I didn't pick them up. This was a Switch exclusive when I picked it up. It has since come to PC. I would have grabbed it there if I just waited, but either way, I was playing that on the plane to my vacation. And I have to admit, I greatly missed out. Like, maybe this wouldn't have been as good back on the DS days with the split screen and slightly more poor graphics and all that kind of stuff. But I can see how, when I played Octopath Traveler, I thought Square was doing all new stuff. They are not. A lot of it is actually pulled from this. So while this is pulling from Final Fantasy, where it's not a Final Fantasy, but there's 4 crystals, and these are like the Warriors of Light and stuff like that, and a job system. Very much old school Final Fantasy. There's certain things in here they did that was new that ended up in Octopath Traveler. So I was like, oh, interesting. I see how this is actually kind of a mix of that. The graphics are obviously very chibi and stuff like that, like very cute. The story so far, even though it is devastating, where an entire town gets destroyed and one dude watches his brother die and his whole town die in front of him. It's still extremely lighthearted and fun in a very typical, Square game. I'd say it's closer to like Dragon Quest with the lightheartedness. But the combat is so addicting, and that's where I've gotten pulled in. There's a job system, so obviously I'm doing jobs, leveling those up, all that kind of stuff. And the part that connects with Octopath Traveler is you can build up like stamina. So in Octopath Traveler, you could choose to like kind of defend one round, but then the next round you now have 2 stamina. So you could do a more powerful version of an attack, or instead of attacking once, you could attack twice, kind of in a row, and you could build your stamina up to 5. That's in this. They call it like you're building up your brave, so bravely default. But it's very cool the way they do it because it actually makes grinding levels a lot faster. In your first round, you can have everybody go up to 4 brave or 4 stamina and do 4 attacks in a row. So your 4 characters all do 4 attacks. You do 16 attacks on the enemies. And when you're strong enough, you'll actually take out every wave of enemies and you can grind out levels very quickly. And in this HD remaster, whatever it is, it also has an automatic button where it just remembers the last thing you did. So if you go into battle, instead of you having to input it again, it'll automatically just do it the same thing over and over. So you can grind out levels and job points very, very quickly. I don't know if that was in the original version, but it is what they've done for the HD version, and I greatly appreciate it. It's just so satisfying. The enemies, you can see a lot of like Final Fantasy looking enemies, obviously, in here as well. The dungeons are very straightforward so far, nothing to write home about. It's like, oh, look at this tower that has multiple floors, and every floor kind of looks the same and that kind of stuff. The voice acting, not great, not my favorite. You kind of got to take it with a grain of salt, and it's just like, no, this is like very wholesome, just like, like don't think too much of it. But the world looks beautiful. You get an airship. It's like the typical turn-based combat with jobs and 4 crystals of light and all that kind of stuff. It's very, very old school, and the HD version seems to be exactly the way I would want to play it. So again, I haven't played the original, so I don't know everything they changed, but how this seems to be working, like I am in so hard. Like I was playing on the plane, and I didn't stop the entire ride. I played for like 5 straight hours or 4.5 hours or whatever it was. I would have played on the plane coming back the exact same amount. I was actually very excited to, but I remembered that Summer Games Done Quick started on Sunday as I was on the plane, and it had free Wi-Fi. So luckily I had an iPad with me, threw on SGDQ, and ended up watching that for 5 straight hours on the way back. So I never ended up playing this. But yeah, highly recommend for any old school JRPG fans. It is on PC as well, and it does go more on sale on PC, unless, of course, you're somebody who wants to go physical and has a Switch. That it originally was a Switch exclusive before it came to PC, and I think it's also on PlayStation and stuff like that too.
No, you see, I gave the OG a shot. It just didn't click for me. I think it was just the style choice was not really working much either. Mm-hmm. And again, like when a story's not clicking right away, it's really hard to keep me in. At least with Dragon Quest, like it was enough of like, okay, this is basic, but at least there's something here.
Yeah.
Whereas with Bravely Default, same with Octopath, like I found like neither of them are really doing anything. So it's like, okay, now it's just literally a grind fest, which is not doing much at all.
Yeah.
And like you said, the voice acting is kind of shoddy, so...
Yeah, the voice acting is still a little shoddy. I don't know if it's the original voice acting from the original game. I think it might be. But yeah, I would say that the story in this so far is better than Octopath Traveler because it's linear, like it's a very direct, like this is the story. It is a little cringy at points, like some of the bad guys and stuff are like, man, you are just like the most cringy of cringe bad guys. You're so stereotypicals and stuff, but it is definitely enjoyable if you're looking for a JRPG with like nice graphics, like cute graphics, sure, but like at least the world map and stuff. It's very like Dragon Quest 7-ish, sorry. Like it's like that a lot with its art style. But I do recommend it to anybody who's like really into that old school type of JRPG fan.
Yeah. I mean, that makes perfect sense. Anything else you want to quickly bring up or? No,
just I can't buy more games. Like I bought like 20 games and I was doing so well And all of a sudden now it's like, oh, my backlog has just gone right back up to where it started at the beginning of the year.
Well, we'll see how you feel in the next couple of months, because there's definitely some stuff coming.
Yeah, that's also true.
Not to mention the busy September and October that is, aka the not GTA month.
Yeah, the not GTA month. Yeah.
But anyways, we'll quickly talk about Xbox just because they don't go away. So we knew that a bunch of studios were potentially closing. Things like Compulsion, sorry. Apparently Ninja Theory was on the docket. There are always rumors about Obsidian and such, but it sounds like it's more just some jobs are being let go from some of these studios. But specifically, Double Fine and Compulsion, who did South of Midnight, they're both being left to be independent. Double Fine, I'm not surprised by. Compulsion still being a thing is surprising to me. But, I mean, we'll see how that goes. And Ninja Theory and Undead Labs, a.k.a. Ninja Theory, did Senua and had the Hellblade games. And then Undead Labs, who are working on State of Decay 3, they will both be sold to new ownership. And apparently they're unaffected, so they will still be putting out those games, which makes me happy, because even if it's dog shit, I still want to see one more State of Decay game, because I love the first one. Never got around to playing the second one because I didn't have any way to play it with. But now that I have, definitely some people that would be curious about it. And with it being on Game Pass, that leaves a door open for that. So I'm happy to see that that's not getting done. And Chris, I know you're a big Hellblade guy, so I'm sure you're happy to see that Senua, at least for the time being, is still going to happen. So
yeah. It's the Senua one. I'm very conflicted on that one, because I understand how Ninja Theory, where they had their other games like Heavenly Sword and stuff like that. I understand how Hellblade 1 wouldn't have made sense. That game's fantastic. Hellblade 2 was that perfect example of they went too hard, way too big of a budget, spent way too much money for a game that visually and audio-wise would pay off, but didn't even have the puzzle solving and the stuff that Hellblade 1 had. So I can understand how that definitely was a bit of a misstep, in the sense that I think it's a great game, but I can see how, for what it cost and what they got out of it, it was like, oh, I really like this artsy kind of side game to play on the side. I could see how that kind of maybe screwed them over a bit. But I am glad that they do have another Senua game coming, because I personally love those, and them being independent, if they can still make money off of these and keep afloat, I'm happy if they can do that.
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the biggest thing for me is that, for the most part, I mean, people are still going to lose their jobs regardless, but at the most part, it's not an entire studio being completely dismantled and a bunch of people being out of work. We'll see what happens with Arcane. That's still up in the air.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten officially anything on that, because Blade is the most cursed thing in the fucking world, apparently, at this point. So
I blame Wesley Snipes. I feel like he's like, there's only one Blade, and he's just shutting it all down somehow from somewhere.
But yeah, no, at least it seems for the most part that, like, most people are going to, for the time being, keep their line of employment. I think some people are probably still going to use this as an opportunity to be like, all right, maybe I should start looking at something else and keeping my options open. But because the biggest thing I've said before, and like, I try not to be an asshole about it all the time, because I know that it's business sometimes. Like, you can't just not make no money and it work fine. But like, I'm always like, again, as someone who doesn't make 7-figure salaries, I don't have nearly as much of a heart of people that make way more money than I can ever dream of having in my life. Yeah. Over people that, I mean, some of these, people that work in the industry, or these studios that get shut down, are making hundreds of thousands, but like, that's not millions. And I don't really particularly have much of a heart for millionaires in the same retrospect, in the same aspect. So it's just a case of, I don't like people's lives being fucked with. And that's the biggest thing for me. Like, I get that, profits are a thing, but we also live in an age where I don't think profits are the be-all, end-all. It's infinite growth that's the be-all, end-all to a lot of these companies. You can't just profit. You have to profit more than the last profit. To which I go, yes, because that's how everything works. You just keep growing, and it never stops, right? It's, as we're finding out very quickly with everything else on the planet, it's like, yeah, we can just keep building more stuff and nothing will go wrong. It's not like the planet's going through different changes. Like, where's our avalanche, by the way? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like this infinite growth. It's 100% that, because If it was just profit, yeah, of course, these companies have to profit or else they can't make the games. Like,
Yeah,
if
like
there's
we
no
know
profit,
most of these companies are making money.
yeah. But the infinite growth and the crazy, it's also their crazy spending, like Microsoft specifically.
Yeah.
They're building AI data centers because the Microsoft as a company is going all in that and spending like 80 billion or whatever on there.
And getting not a penny back from it.
And not getting a penny back from it. And also making their own console prices worse because they've screwed over everybody with the same data center stuff that AI is happening with. But not only that, they're putting 80 billion purchases into Game Pass studios and stuff, like all these studios that now they're letting go a bunch of them or getting rid of.
Wasn't there a story recently that came out that they were hoping to have around 77 million subscribers at this point, and they're like half that right now?
Yeah, I think they're around 30 million subscribers. That's like the most recent
To which
estimate.
I go, if you have that many people subscribed to your thing and you're not profiting, you fucked up.
Yeah, because that's a lot of people.
Do you know how many gamers that is? Like, let me just quickly let Google AI figure this. How many subscribers are on Netflix? Let's just see. Let's see what it roughly estimates here. So it says 325 million worldwide. Now remember, that's just to watch shit, which everyone does.
Everyone.
Not everyone on this planet, A, games, or B, is even capable of affording the tools to game.
Yeah.
Most people have a TV, and most people at this point have an internet connection. Not everyone's got a console.
No.
Or a PC, which is the two things really you can use to play Game Pass with. I know there's phones and stuff, but let's be real, it's not that great.
No.
We're in an age where, like, we keep making this joke when it comes to, like, game sales, and when we see companies be like, well, this game had 7 million copies sold, but that just didn't hit our targets. It's like, guys, 10 million people is not always going to be able to play your fucking game. So, like, when we double digits is a big deal with game sales. It's like, so if you got 30 plus million people using your service in the games industry, that's pretty fucking big. And if that's not profitable, you got some questions to ask there.
Yeah, because, like, if you even just take the basic, like, middle tier of Game Pass and assume all 30
That's
million
true,
are
we're not
that.
even talking about potentially people that are on Ultimate or whatnot either. So.
Yeah. Like, if you're at that, like, $15 a month mark, that's $450 million a month of income coming in for Microsoft. How is that not profitable? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, when you spend how much money on fucking Activision Blizzard, that kind of covers most of that.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was what, 80, was it?
It was a little bit of
80
money.
billion? I don't know. It was something crazy, but yeah, like, oh my God. Like, yeah, they
And I mean,
bet it
look,
all.
like, if doing this makes you profitable, fine. But if in 3 months when the next quarter comes up and you're like, well, we got to lay more people off, I'm sorry, guys, but the CEO's got to fucking go.
Yeah.
Like, we're at the point now, it's like, no. If you keep doing all this stuff and you're not profitable, the problem is not the people underneath you.
No, it is not. It'd be different if it was like, all right, the head of this studio, the not CEO, but I don't know what you call it, like the manager or the head of that studio. We're laying off that one person running that studio because it's being mismanaged. They're not having games come out enough or whatever. Fine. That makes sense. Leadership might need to be let go. They're the ones making the decisions and steering the ship. Nobody at Compulsion Games or Double Fine. It's not the developers that are making all of the decisions. Like, oh,
Developers can't get out of hand, but like somebody at the top has to reel them in. It's the conversation that we had before where it's like, yeah, South of Midnight shouldn't be taking you 7-8 years and like a shit ton of money to make.
Yeah.
Like, at some point, somebody has got to take responsibility for that, and it shouldn't always be the people underneath that just get their jobs taken away.
No, the people at Microsoft, or even and the leader of that, Compulsion or whatever their studio was called, like the head of that studio, plus the people at Microsoft, that's the connections, the managers, whatever, who are managing the managers of those studios, like they're the ones that are deciding all this stuff in the end, or they're the ones doing the approval. Like,
yeah, like if you got to lay off, like, let's say 25% of the entire staff because you're going to downsize it so that way you make smaller stuff, okay, fine. Like, we can justify that. But a lot of the talk was about closing these studios, and it's like, why? Yeah. Why does everybody get to lose their job because somebody higher up made a bad call? Like, is there not a way to fix this? For the biggest fucking company in the tech industry, can't you figure this shit out? or are you just that fucking incompetent? And that's always the problem that I have when people try to tell me, oh, well, the devs need to be held to some responsibility. I'm like, yeah, sure, but so do the people that are fucking letting them do this. This amazing company that is the greatest company on earth, apparently, should be able to handle some of this stuff.
Yeah. No, I have...
If you make a mistake, like, yeah, okay, somebody's got to take a fall. It shouldn't be every single person in that studio.
No, because I guarantee you there's a bunch of devs that have no power. They're the testers. They're just the art person that draws out character costumes and stuff. They're besides...
And I mean, if you're on the low ring and you're just... It's just, oh, we got an infinite budget. We just keep making. You're just like, okay, I get to do some cool shit. I mean, sure. Are you going to say no to that?
Yeah, exactly.
If you're just if you're an artist or if you're a coder, like you're just sitting there, be like, I mean, shit. Like this is starting to get a little bit big, but fuck it, I'm getting paid. What do I care?
Yeah.
Like I'm not making these calls.
Yeah, Microsoft as a company, not even just Xbox. Like, God, I have so little faith in them right now. Just with so many directions. There's this,
and it's crazy because we are actually having a moment where we were like, okay, it's finally calming down, and then immediately we went like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, no.
I mean, again, like I said, if the ship is settled now, cool. If we never have a story like this again with Microsoft, fine. I'll take all of this turmoil. But I know that's not going to be the case.
No.
Because now I'm waiting for what happens. Like so let's even assume Blade does come out. How many people get laid off the second that game comes out?
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Does a studio exist after that?
Yeah.
You know, what's next? Like, I don't know what other studios are on the chopping block at this point. I don't know. Like, I'm still waiting to hear that Xbox makes another purchase because, again, like, this is how stupid this fucking world is.
Oh, yeah,
it's like,
100%.
We'll lay a shit ton of people off, but we're also going to buy some more shit because we want to make sure we own everything and then destroy it all.
Yeah. God, I'm just waiting. Yeah, there's two things that are just always going to be true with Microsoft. Somebody's getting laid off or a company's being shut down, and Copilot's going in something you don't need it in. Like, it's the two things that Microsoft is like, no, look, this is a good thing. No, none of everything you're showing us is bad.
But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's nice to see that at least none of these studios are gone, and it's nice to see the games like State of Decay and Centerware are still going to be around. Whether or not they do well, I want to make this very clear. I don't give a shit about the business aspect. I am a gamer. I have no stock in any of these, literally and figuratively. So I just want games. All I care about.
Yeah.
If they're profitable, cool, because it means more happen. But like at the end of the day, I just want games to come out. Because there's a lot of indie studios that make some cool shit. That's the last thing they make because they didn't profit enough. And they're just like, well, I got to go get a real job now. But hey, guess what that meant? A game got released.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm not here as the CEO or as a stockholder of this company to give a shit. I am just here to play whatever is on the service.
Yeah, 100%.
So I want more stuff on the service. I don't want studios to shut down because that means less stuff on the service.
Yeah, more stuff on the service unless it's Copilot, and that cannot go on service. Please go.
That's a different story. But anyways, speaking of things not on service anymore, hi, Sony. You fucking dickheads.
Yeah. Oh my God!
I'm gonna try to be the best to channel my inner Kaylan here because I'm just imagining him in just fuming in the background right now.
Yeah, you know it's bad when Kaylan is this upset with PlayStation,
and he's the Sony pony.
Yeah, he's the
Sony pony of this group.
Like, oh, this is.
So here's how pissed I am already. I'm still gonna buy Marvel Tokon, but there's no fucking chance in hell it's gonna be on PlayStation.
Oh yeah, like I'm not sure if I'm ever going to get a PlayStation again, to be completely honest. Like I don't even buy digital. I mean,
you know how bad it is, Chris? Remember that story about how I can get a Switch 2 with my fucking work points?
Yeah.
I'm tempted to do that now because there's no chance I'm getting another different console at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, like Nintendo, God, like, oh, there's so many ways that we can talk about this. But well, first, like,
let's get the thing out of the air. PlayStation is going to end physical disc production starting January 28.
Yeah.
So we have another year and a half of physical discs being a thing.
Yep.
Now, here's the immediate question, Chris. How many games do they pull back to get past that date?
Oh, I think that first party.
Do we think 2027 is going to have any first party Sony releases now? Just to be a giant dickhead to their customer base? I think Wolverine might be the last thing they release.
I honestly, that, and I guess like, oh no, Tokon comes out before. So yeah, I think that Wolverine might be the last thing.
You know
that
what?
they
I'm
released.
gonna do a quick double check. List of PlayStation Studios. Let's see if there's any. I don't think there's anything else dated that's first party. Is there?
No, not at all. Like there's like that intergalactic or whatever the heck that one's called. I can't remember its name, but Naughty Dog
Yeah, but that's
game.
not dated.
But that's got no date.
I guarantee you that's a March 2028 fucking release if I ever did see one.
Yeah, there's rumors of. No, wait. No, there's like the God of War remakes, but those do not have anything remotely.
Until
as a date.
Dawn 2 is slated for 2027. I think that's getting pushed, assuming it even comes out, because Fire Sprite, who knows what they're doing with that.
Yeah.
Guerrilla, we have no idea what's going on with Horizon Steel Frontiers or the Horizon Hunters Gathering, so I would assume 2028 at this point. Housemarque, we don't have to worry about because they're already done. Wolverine, we know is coming out. I would be stunned if it doesn't come out this year at this point. Naughty Dog, we have no idea if they're doing anything with other than Intergalactic, because there's always been the idea of like another Uncharted potentially. But Intergalactic, I would be stunned if we see it in anytime. I mean, maybe they're like, okay, maybe this is their last hurrah. Like that's their big fall 2027 thing. I wouldn't be stunned though, or I wouldn't be shocked if it was pushed back a little bit longer, because I mean, it seems like a bigger game anyway.
Yeah, like
Nix's is not doing anything solo, so they don't count. Polyphony, we don't know if they're doing anything with Gran Turismo at this point. They probably can wait until 2028 anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we'll probably see an MLB The Show, because it always is. Okay, that's an exception to the rule, because that's a yearly game.
Yeah.
Have they dated... Have they dated... no, they haven't dated God of War Lofty or the Trilogy remake, so I wouldn't be surprised if those get pushed.
Yeah, I feel like those are going to be... definitely pushed, or at least just that's where they were going to land.
And we know Sucker Punch won't do anything because Ghost of Yote just came out.
Yeah.
Team Asobi, maybe, but we don't even know if they're working on whatever they're working on right now.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, that's mostly it. Yeah, maybe we'll see one more in 2027 that isn't like MLB The Show, but like I'm at the point that I feel like they're finally going, fuck you, we don't care, you're going to give us money anyway.
Yeah, they're being cocky as shit with this.
They are in their PS3 age again.
They are. And, I mean, Microsoft...
To be fair, it's not like they have competition again to really sway them.
No. Yeah, this is wild, to be honest. Like,
this is way worse than that, though, because, like, all it was is just the PS3 was a little overpriced, but, like, whatever. Like, they still came out with a slim way. Like, all that stuff still was normal. This is now a situation where, like, even if they turn, you can't put even if they turn back, you can't turn the genie back in this bottle. Like we're now at a point that like, I think between all the Xbox turmoil and all this AI bullshit, and with PlayStation now with this, like I think a lot of people are sitting there being like, I can't even buy a PC, but like fuck, like I might as well just take out a loan and go for it at this point.
Yeah, it's wild because like PlayStation was one of two things. Like Xbox already has had its physical stuff being taken away. That's not even like Microsoft is trying to make less games.
But at least Game Pass, when it was affordable before they decided to fuck that price and then take that back, at least if you were going to have to go digital, there was something worthwhile for it. Yeah. PlayStation is never going to make PlayStation Plus extra worthwhile.
No.
I don't even think premium's worth, or not premium. I don't even think like whatever the default one is worth it anymore. Essential.
No, Essential. No, every time I look at it, I'm like, because like Crosscode, for example, is a game coming, and everybody's all freaking out because it's like, oh my god, it's in the July PS Essential. That's on Steam right now for like $4.50 or something in the Steam summer sale. Like, and you don't even get to keep it.
Can you imagine if the prices weren't that bad and Steam Machine existed, like for whatever affordable price it might have been?
I think that, Christ, I just realized that I wonder if PlayStation was holding off on this information until one, after Rockstar confirmed that they weren't going to have a disc in their physical edition, and two, that stuff like the Steam Machine, which is pure digital. Yeah,
they realize now, they're like, oh, we got the stranglehold in the console market now.
Yeah, like they were just making sure. Because if the Steam Machine
I can't wait for them to announce the PS6 tomorrow, and it's going to be $1,200, and they're going to be like, take it or leave it, guys, we're your best option.
Yeah, like that's what they're going with, because this also confirms the PS6 has no disk drive. There is no disk drive option. If they're stopping disk January 2028 and this PS6 is coming out in 2028, it's not going to have a disc. And even if it came out in like November 2027, why would they add a disc for 2 months? I think they still would,
because they'd still want the backwards compatibility, but they ain't going to make discs for the new games for it.
I don't know. I don't even believe that there's going to be a disc drive on the PS6 like as an option. even for the older games. I actually have no idea because
if they do that, they might. Like, I mean, well, I shouldn't say they might as well put the nail in the coffin. No, they'll be fine. Like, this is the thing that pisses me off, right? Is they'll still be fine.
Yeah, they will. Because there's everybody who's still going to just be like, it's all right, I was doing digital anyways, or
it's
okay,
okay.
It's not my main machine.
Yeah, like you, the viewer that's somehow watching, like I guarantee you no one who's watching this even applies to this, but like you, the viewer that is barely making ends meet, you're really going to spend $1,000 for these fucking assholes right now?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's brutal. Like
I'm not saying the 7 Seas is a great option right now, but what I'm saying is, geez, you might as well just be better just to not spend anything and fucking pick up a hobby at this point.
Yeah. Oh,
fucking go to your local guitar center and just fucking pick up a guitar and start learning. That's going to be way more better use of your time at this point.
Yeah, pick up a new hobby. Because the reason I personally I had a PS3. I was all a console guy. PS3 was at the end of its term or whatever you want to call it, its life, and the PS4 got announced. I was so excited. I logged into the stream. Like I was always I had my PlayStation, my Nintendo, always. And the PS4 after it was announced, the reason I didn't get a PS4 is because one of the things that came out with that announcement was it has 0 backwards compatibility with the PS3. And I assumed the indie games, the PS1 classics, that kind of stuff would just carry over with my account, and it didn't. And I was so upset because I had so many games on my PlayStation, and I'm a collector of older games. Like, I know that you like to go back and revisit the classics too. I do it a lot. I even have one of those like Android retro handheld things that plays only old games. As soon as I realized that with consoles, because that was the first time I realized it, you may actually lose everything, or you may lose a generation because the new system may not support the older games. Up until that point, for the most part, besides Nintendo, everything was. My PS3 was the launch one that had PS1, 2, and 3, and I was like holding on to it. But it was just horrible to lose everything with the PS4, that I remembered PC existed. I looked into Steam and ended up building a PC, and I have games on there from 1996 that still run normally, and I can still play them because there is no backwards compatibility kind of layer, right? What's stopping an all digital PlayStation or Xbox or Switch or whatever? You go all digital, they announce the new system, you lose, maybe PS4. PS6 will play PS5 and PS6, but it won't play PS4 games. You're going to lose all of those. Maybe your PS2 classics, your PS1 classics, they won't go over. The PSP emulated games that are on there, like maybe you lose stuff, and all of a sudden this library of games you actually don't have them anymore. Not to mention that Sony, on their TV and movies app on the PlayStation, Sony Core or whatever, they removed like 500 movies and stuff that people had paid for.
They're also getting rid of the PS3 and Vita stores. So here is where it was at. Like, perfect segue for me, because here's the other part of it. Because look, the physical disc stuff is already stupid enough, because there are people that do want to collect stuff. Mm-hmm. I personally can't tell you the last game I physically bought. It's been a long time. So it doesn't affect me. That doesn't affect me. I'm still mad for other people because they should have the option.
Yes.
But I want to really make this part clear. This physical disc issue is not the fucking problem. It is a symptom of the larger problem, which is we need to fucking address online DRM.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The problem may not have to be physical. I mean, if there's an era where we just never have physical games anymore, that would still be fine if the thing you buy stays in your possession no matter what.
Yeah, 100%.
But that, as we found also with PlayStation recently, is not fucking true either.
Nope. PS3 store, Vita store shutting down fully. Movies that they lost the rights to, they're being removed from people's accounts. Not like you can't buy it anymore. If you already own it, those movies and stuff are removed.
So literally, you don't own what you purchase.
No.
So the question becomes, why spend the money then?
Yeah. Well, like...
I know this is a hard concept for people, but like, at some point, we have to actually properly boycott stuff.
Yep.
I don't care that all of you love to play these games. I don't care that y'all think you'll miss out. Nothing will change if you do not participate in it.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Oh, God, this is not great. Sony's now going to be in full control of all the prices because you'll basically not be able to buy the games anywhere else. There's no Walmart disc that you can go and buy.
Yeah,
Even
what's
if they
the
sell
chances
the
that
codes.
their store turns into what Nintendo does, by the way?
Yeah, they may do it. Like they're like I've noticed Sony with their PC prices, they don't go huge on sale compared to the system that they're currently using. But once everything's locked on the PS6, say, what's stopping them from leaving it always $79.99 or $89.99? And then 33% is the highest discount because they're like, well, Nintendo does it, and people rave and love the Nintendo games.
Like you're
We
almost
might as
waiting
well
to
do it
find
too.
out that they're getting rid of like the free games every month. Like you're waiting for that announcement to come now.
Yeah, we're gonna get. It's gonna be one.
Like how
game
much
now.
further does it go?
Yeah, they're gonna
Because
milk
apparently
this.
they don't seem to be that concerned.
No, they're not concerned. Which is crazy because they're also like not releasing that many first-party games
I
exclusives.
can't
and
imagine
stuff.
they're making that much money right now. That's the other thing too. Like,
Yeah,
but then again, it's not like Microsoft's like we're not making any money. Let's just literally cut out all our content.
yeah. If Microsoft was smart right now, I do not think this is even remotely going to happen. But if they focused on like somehow with the new Xbox, which is going to be a PC hybrid, creating physical versions of their games still, which would mean that the Xbox PC app has physical editions of like disc versions of games. They would win over the Sony crowd a lot. Hell, they would win over some of the Steam crowd because Steam has no physical versions. If all of a sudden the PC version of an Xbox game has a physical disc, it's like, holy crap, you can play on PC but still use physical. That's crazy. Like Microsoft could make a play with this. They're not going to. It would make they're just not going to, but man, if they wanted to.
Shit, I think people at this point would even take like a box that comes with a fucking flash drive.
Yeah, like if you think about
Like
it,
just
that's
have
what the
something you
Switch
can
is.
actually say like I will not lose this.
Yeah, like the Switch has it's just SD cards. That's what the Switch games are. Let's call it what it is. And yeah, you just put it in there, and yeah, it's got some of them are like
It's
a
not
download
like you still
code.
don't have to download updates anyway, but like
Yeah, at least you have it, and you can trade it, and you can sell it.
and even
and
if the
people love
updates
it.
stop, like whatever you have at like no matter what, as long as you hold something, you know that this game exists for you. Now granted, some of those games may not be playable because online is a needed thing because we can't
Yeah.
figure out that's a whole other conversation. I'm not getting into
Yeah.
that. But you know where I'm going with this.
100%. Yeah, like I feel like I don't think Nintendo's going to be pulling physical anytime soon.
No,
I think
they don't need to do shit right now.
no, like they
Nintendo is doing the best job out of anybody by just not doing anything different.
yeah, they're doing the Steam
Now, are they
method.
great? No.
No,
But apparently being the least shitty is what's helping them right now.
yeah, because like the thing they're doing, it's like, okay, well, their games are very expensive, never go on sale, but they've kept everything else kind of the same. I guess there is the game key card thing, but I don't know. I think people are kind of on and off with that because, I mean, I kind of actually like the idea of it, but that's a whole other story too. But yeah, like,
But you can still walk into a store and get a box.
yeah, like so Persona 3, which we've talked about on the side quest that I played, it's not the physical game. It's a download key card. But I still was able, when I was done with that game, it was physical. I had it on my Switch. I sold it to a student at a university, my old university, on Facebook Marketplace. And he like literally met in a parking lot. He put it in his Switch, made sure it worked and all that kind of stuff, gave me the money and off he went. Like you can still do all of that even though it's got that game key card on the actual cart and stuff. Like so I don't know, like I still liked that. It was a great experience to actually be able to have those options. I don't always do it, but when I do, the physical
Here's also
is
a thing
huge.
that like I know why they wouldn't do it because it's less money than their pocket, but like here's a strange idea that like I'm surprised that no one's even thought about trying at any point. If you buy a game on their storefront, like let's just say for the sake of this being PlayStation, let's say you bought Wolverine when it comes out and you pay full price for it. And let's say you trade it, you decide that you're done with it. What if you just trade it and take it off permanently off your library?
Yeah.
And you get like, let's say $10, like not even much of anything. Like I think people would still be upset, but at least it'd be like, oh, at least I get something back for it if I don't want this anymore.
Yeah.
Like, even just something little to make people be like, well, at least I'm getting some money back on this.
Yeah.
But like now it's at a point that whenever you buy it, like it's now there permanently. And now that's how I always bought stuff digitally. I understood that to begin with. But like now it's at the point that I don't have the option if I want to go and try to buy something used. Now I'm literally incapable of having the choice.
Yeah. And this is not good for game preservation. Obviously, that's a huge part too.
Because we know the industry doesn't give a fuck about that.
No, the industry, no. But like even the head of the game preservation, I don't know, like organization.
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, he even came out and was like, honestly, like it seems that the industry is forcing preservation to be pirated on PC. Like even he's like not a piracy guy. He's like, no, we want to preserve the original games. We shouldn't be just pirating them, like unless it's the last resort for preserving, a dead game where the developer's been gone for 30 years or something. And even he came out and he was just like, Sony's just forcing it to kind of go down this route. If this is the way the industry is going, that's what it'll be.
I don't know how long it's going to take for these companies to realize it. For example, just this, as we're recording this on Tuesday, Assassin's Creed Resynced isn't out yet for Black Flag. It's piratable today.
Yeah.
You can get it today. It's not out yet. You can get it today because it's leaked. You know why? Because people are fucking tired.
Oh, yeah.
People aren't doing this for fun anymore.
No.
They're doing it out of spite, and that is a much stronger way to get people to do stuff.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Will it make a big of enough dent? Not yet. But
No.
Eventually. Eventually it could.
But when more and more people become aware of it, because that's another thing too. Like, I know how all this shit works. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of people do or care to, or even like some people are afraid of it because of obviously like what it can do to your PC if you don't know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. But like, it's gonna get to a point that enough people, because we're also living in a world where even going to McDonald's and buying a fucking Big Mac is a thing you have to think twice about. That people are just gonna start sitting there and being like, I don't have $80 to spend right now. I want to play this game. It's bullshit that I have no other options here.
Yeah.
Some people are eventually going to make that switch too.
Yeah. Like, this makes me almost want to like start investing in that GOG website, the good old
I'd
games.
love to, but I can't anymore because of a certain controversial thing that happened with that site. So.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. Well, that's crazy how quickly that escapes your brain when so much other stuff is happening.
Right.
Yeah, but I love the idea of GOG where everything is, it's like an exe file.
Yeah,
no
like you
DRM.
get a file. It's not just a thing that's on a storefront. You get a file.
Yeah, you can have a USB. You can email it to yourself. You can keep it wherever you'd keep it, and you'll just always have that file. You can share it with your friends. I have friends that use GOG, and they've just given me a USB drive and been like, hey, have you tried this game? I put it on the USB. Now, it's not as pretty as a console. You have to put in a USB, open up a friggin' folder, and double-click on the exe from there. But boom, there's the game. You have it. It's just this non-DRM thing. Yeah, like even
it's going to be interesting to see.
I gotta go
like,
that way.
Obviously, Steam is still the biggest one, but like it's going to be interesting to see. And then if things keep going the way they are, like in the next 5 years, like does somebody else kind of step forward and start taking charge on the storefront of like getting this? Of doing stuff like what GOG does, for example.
Yeah, 100%. Because, like Steam, don't get me wrong, I think right now they're great. They've been great since I've used them. There's nothing.
By also not doing anything different.
They've doing anything different.
Stood pat.
Yeah, and they've never removed games from their store. Hell,
they let you refund it if it's been within 2 hours. They actually do like consumer-friendly things to an extent. It's nice.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, even if you buy a game and I think if within 2 weeks it goes on sale, they automatically give you the difference without you even having to request it and stuff. Lots of great stuff, but there's nothing stopping Steam tomorrow from being like, hey, we're going to remove these games from people's libraries, or we're going to make it where we lock out games that don't run on Windows 11 or something. I don't know. There's stuff they could do.
For what it looks like so far, Gabe seems to be smart enough to be looking at everything going around and be like, okay, we know what not to do, that's for sure.
Yeah. Like, I'm not going to lie, me being even just on Steam OS and playing the games that way without even having to go through Windows, like, even all of that, I'm just happier as a gamer, like, going through all this shit, and Valve's just released this shit for free on an open source platform and stuff. So I right now I trust them, but again, there's nothing stopping them from one day getting a new guy in charge or something, and he's like, you know what, we should really milk our customers more.
Oh, I think a lot of
Sony
people
route.
fear the day that Gabe Newell passes away and what happens after that.
Oh yeah, yeah, we'll get bought by Sony. I don't think Sony has the money, but God, Microsoft buys it and then shuts it down. I don't know.
I don't know. Amazon probably would step in at that point.
Oh no, God, just as bad. Yeah, frick.
You know, like it's another case of like we keep seeing things get worse and worse and worse, and the greed just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And I've said it before. How many more times does the envelope have to be pushed before it finally properly gets pushed back? Because what we're doing right now, like neither of us are probably buying a PlayStation ever again.
Yeah, I don't.
It's definitely in the back of my mind that I may never buy a PlayStation ever again. I may have to accept that there are certain games I will never get to play.
Yeah.
I mean, I already do that with Nintendo right now, so it's not bothering me that much.
That's true. That is true.
There's plenty of other stuff I can play. But at what point does this finally get to a point where the gaming collectively, or the gaming community collectively, finally goes, okay, that's enough, guys. That's enough. And this is the first time in a while that I think I've seen it really get some pushback, to the point that fucking other major companies are making fun of this decision.
Oh, yeah.
When you've got Domino's and fucking other companies making fun of it, you know something's happened here. And even if PlayStation takes it back, the damage is done.
Oh yeah, this would be,
because no one believes that they're going to stick to it if they take it back.
100%. They take it back, but then the PS6, when they start getting closer to that, be like, there's no discs for PS6. Oh.
Or like they just come up with some other bullshit that just is slightly less bad, you know?
Yeah.
It's gotten to that point where like every couple of weeks something else happens and I go, can somebody at the top just fucking die, please, and just get somebody else in charge? Because I'm so tired of the same fucking three idiots screwing every single person on the planet.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Like, I don't know, man. Like, this is... I think I've said it so many times now, but this is so fucking exhausting.
It is very
to be
exhausting.
Like, I can't enjoy the thing that I love anymore.
No. Because it's like every single thing has something. Microsoft and now Sony, definitely the two worst, I would say. But still, it's just constant.
You know how bad it is when EA is quietly just... no one's talking about them anymore?
Yeah.
Ubisoft could be folding any day now, and not a peep about them.
No. Like even one of the founders of Ubisoft like died in a plane crash, and that was even just news that went like a single day because of Microsoft, Sony, and everything else going on in the industry. It's wild. Like, it is exhausting though. That's the best word.
It is an insane time to be a gamer right now in both ways.
Yeah.
It is the best time to be a gamer, and it is also the worst, because it is just, if you keep up with any news to any smallest degree, it's fucking exhausting.
Yeah. Yeah, I honestly just don't even want to check it anymore, but I mean, I can't help myself.
Well, we kind of have this thing we do also that,
there's also that.
It helps to keep up with stuff, so.
Yeah, that's true. It'd be weird.
I don't know, man. But yeah, just imagine whatever I've said in the last like 30 minutes and think of Kaylan saying it like 2 times harsher, because we know that he's way more pissed off than even I am on this.
Yeah, he is. I've never seen him so pissed at Sony.
It's okay. I'll make sure he gets his 5 minutes next time he's on.
Oh yeah,
which might be a couple weeks from now. Don't worry, I'm not going to forget.
Oh no, don't let him forget. You just gotta, and we'll both kind of just cross our arms and sit back and just let him go. Let him get it out there. You know, it's good. It's good to heal that way.
And even if we'll start the show, be like, Kaylan, do you have anything to say? He's like, wait, what? I'm like, Kaylan, what do you think about the discs? And he'll be like, fuck off.
Yep, exactly. Oh, I look forward to it.
Yeah, same. Anything else you want to quickly add? Otherwise, I think we've yelled enough for now.
I think we've been through it enough. I'm ready to stop thinking about this and try and focus on anything else gaming wise. I don't know. Steam Summer Sale's still It's for everybody listening to this on the day it goes live. It's your last day for Steam Summer Sale. There you go.
I guess I'll finish with this. Hey, Sony, I know you're still pissed about Concord, but, like, can you not take it out on us, please? That'd be great.
That would be great.
All right, thanks, guys. So anyways, that's going to do it for this episode, guys. So SideQuest on Friday, Chris and I, we're back in our top fives. We did, since he finished Persona 3 Reload recently, we did our top 5 music tracks from that game, so look forward to that. But otherwise, thanks so much for joining us this week. So if you're watching on YouTube, you guys know the drill. Like and subscribe. If you're listening on any audio platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, etc., etc., if you can give us a rating, please do so there. Otherwise, share with all your friends. Don't forget you got our link tree, linktr.ee/pixelplay podcast. Link to our Discord, all our socials, all that fine stuff. Come and hang out with us. We're always happy to shoot the breeze with you guys. But anyways, that's going to do it for us. We will see you on the next one. So take care, and bye-bye for now.